What's going on, champions? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about how to buy a car in 2022. If you've been paying attention, you already know that last year there was a major supply chain issue, and that has not changed. There's a shortage of cars, and the price of cars are right now astronomical. So in today's video, we're gonna be dissecting how to purchase a vehicle in 2022. New cars, used cars, premium, whatever type of vehicle you are in the market for. We're going to talk about the best tips that you can follow to purchase the vehicle in 2022. So before we dive in, if this is your first time stopping by the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to avoid missing out on any of these helpful tips for your financial success and financial wellness. So here's a report that has been trending all over, and according to this report, the price of an average used car, this is just insane. I can't believe this, right? $29,000. That's what it costs for an average used car. And according to this report, prices are still on the increase. Prices are still rising as fast, even faster than buyers can keep up. And like I mentioned, this is not a new problem. This has been going on during this pandemic. It's pretty much been the norm now. And in today's video, we're going to be simplifying the tips, the real step-by-step process that you can follow. So why is this a big deal? Why are we making this video? The reason why I decided to put this video together is to help people understand the strategies that they can deploy to get themselves the car that they've been wanting, or to actually get into a vehicle. Because right now, with the way things are going, I mean, whatever you can get your hands on, right? That may be what you need to just move on with. But according to other reports, over half of American households are priced out of used cars. So 50% of US households cannot even afford used cars. I'm not talking about new cars right now. We all know about the chip shortage and all that stuff. So price of used cars are just insane, absolutely outrageous, right? And that's the real reason why this matters. That's why we're talking about this right now. According to a report from experts, so experts at KPMG, the firm that basically does their research, the market research, came up and with this report, they digested everything into a 19-page report. And according to this report from KPMG, the price of vehicles are rising faster for vehicles in demand. So it shows how the price of vehicles have increased in the last few months. And this report shows that for a 2021 Ram ProMaster, you're looking at around $13,380. So over $13,000 in price increase. That's a lot. That is a lot. We're talking 28%, or like almost like what, double digits increase. So this is not what anyone is expecting right now. On average, it's been projected that the price increase of used cars is around 28% nationwide. That's the average. Doesn't mean it can be higher or lower in certain areas, but that's what we're seeing right now. And the 2019 of the same vehicle make and model is going for an $11,400 increase. So we're talking about $43,000. That's the price for 2019, according to this report that was conducted in December 14th of 2021. So that's really why this matters. That's why we're talking about this, right? So now let's talk about the very steps you got to follow to purchase a car in 2021. The number one thing you got to do is your research. You got to go in there, look at the data, figure out what you want, why you want it. You know, do you want a sedan? Do you want a four-wheel drive, an all-wheel drive? You gotta understand what's obtainable and what will suit your needs. So you gotta, figure out what models are out there, which models are getting the most sales, which models are the hottest, on the market, and because that really drives the prices, right? When you're going for the hottest vehicles, you got to understand there'll be more competition. You're going to be competing with people who are willing to overpay an enormous amount for the same vehicle. So you got to do your research to figure out what you want, why you want it, and to make sure it meets your needs. Then number two, this is important. You got to get your financing right. Even if you have the cash, you got to make sure you have it ready in the account, and also have the buffer. You got to have that flexibility to go with financing, because most times when dealers are financing the vehicle, there's an incentive for them to sell the vehicle to you, because they make money off of the loans when it comes to the financing. So if your deal is to use your private financing, to use your own cash, or to use your lender from a community bank or from your local bank, you gotta pre-arrange your financing before you start making major moves in the vehicle shopping process. So that's number two. And number three, also important, is this one has never been more important, especially with what we're seeing right now in terms of shortage. You have to expand your shopping radius, your search radius, right? So if you are looking for vehicles within your local town, you may want to go 50-mile radius out, pretty much go 50 miles outside of your local market. So you really have to do that in this market to have more options, because the dealerships right now don't have enough cars on their lots. So this is very important. So number three, be ready to expand your search radius. Next up is you gotta move quickly. You gotta move quick in this market. Act quickly, because everyone is looking for the same thing you are looking for, and it's a seller's market. It's the dealers and the sellers that really control the market now. So this is not the time for you to hang out on the phone with the online team and just try to have them match your offers and all that kind of stuff, right? And ask a lot of questions, which is fine, but you want to make sure that you are ready to deploy, yourself when the vehicle becomes available. You got to move quickly. So this is very important in this market. Time is of essence in today's market. And next up, this is another important one, very important. You got to be flexible. And what do I mean by being flexible? I said do your research, get your financing, and make sure that you are willing to budge on the options of the vehicle. For instance, if the color that you are looking for is a black vehicle, you may have to be flexible to go with a gray vehicle, or a dark blue vehicle, or even a white vehicle. This is not the best time for you to stick to your guns when it comes to all the little things like the color, the wheelbase, and the little components, accessories in the vehicle. You may have to just be open-minded and allow other options. If not, you may not be driving or walking away from the dealership lot with the vehicle of your choice, or the vehicle that you need. Not really about choice now, because you have to give up a few things. So this is important. Now the next one, number 6, is also one you got to pay attention to. Traditionally, the whole negotiating process where you have to walk away from the dealer's agents and the used car salesman and the salesman, you got to walk away from them. You act like you are not interested, and that kind of, all those strategies, those little negotiating tips may not really work in 2022. They likely won't work in 2022. The reason being that there's limited supply and there's a whole lot of demand right now, right? So you may have to change your negotiating tactics and go beyond the price. So think about negotiating on terms on the warranty, right? That's an example. Think about things like the servicing. Are you gonna get like 3 months of servicing? Are you gonna get what other kind of coverages and what other type of concessions can you get that's not just the price of the vehicle? And if you must negotiate on the price, like I said, you have to do your research and know what the competition is for that particular vehicle, or who the competition is for that particular vehicle. So this is very important. Negotiate beyond the price. And next up here is another one you got to pay attention to. Now, this is strictly my perspective and my opinion from the research that I've been doing. Number 7, don't trade in your vehicle. For those of you who already have a vehicle that you want to get rid of to purchase a new one, you gotta understand, you're holding gold. The used car market right now is like, it's pretty much like you having gold in your hands. Every day or almost every week, price of used cars keep going up. And as long as we have these chip shortages and the manufacturers are not able to crank out the production, this is going to persist. And with inflation and whatnot, you're only going to see the price of used vehicles going up and up and up. So if you've got a beat up vehicle that you think, I'm just going to trade this in and make life easier on me to the dealership, here's what I'm going to say to you. Try to sell your car in the open market. You could sell it to your local dealership. Do not trade in for another one, because there's never a time the dealer is going to give you the best deal on the vehicle you trade in for a newer one, right? Chances are that you're going to take a cut because it's more of a convenience to you. But go out there, list your vehicle on Craigslist and other marketplaces, and you're gonna be shocked how much more you get for the vehicle. And guess what? You can take the proceeds from the sale of the used vehicle that you have, and you could transfer that into the next purchase. Used cars, new cars, whatever. So just don't rely on trading in your vehicle. You got to change that mindset in 2022 market. Okay, and the next one here is also important. So number 8, you gotta avoid pressure. There's a lot of pressure that may come from the salesman, and that's like, it may come in form of, this is the only vehicle that you're gonna get for this price in the next 2-3 weeks or the next 6 months. They try to force you into a corner where you basically see scarcity and you don't see, supply, because that's really what's happening right now. But do not, give in. Just stick to your guns and be patient. Right? This market takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of you just timing things and waiting and checking in day after day, week in, week out. You got to be that patient and not just give in to whatever comes up just because you know that the market is super competitive when it comes to purchasing used cars, especially, and new cars. When it comes to being patient, you may have to wait for the delivery, because some of the newer vehicles now, in my opinion, you will get better deals, and the numbers are out there. The research has shown that you will definitely get better deals when you have used cars going up 42%. From the prices they were 28%, 42%, 60%, depending on the make and model of the vehicle. But when you are patient, you can customize your new vehicle, and you can wait until those vehicles become ready from the manufacturer. It may be 4 months out, 6 months out in the delivery date, but it's worth it in my opinion. So that's a strategy you have to deploy when it comes to the 2022 market. I'm sure that's not what you expected, but this is the reality. You have to be patient and avoid pressure. Now, last but not the least, right? In the middle of all of this, you gotta stick to your budget. Don't let anyone force you, going back to the previous point, don't let anyone force you into overpaying for a vehicle. You got to stick to what you are comfortable paying for a vehicle. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot increase your budget, but you have to increase your budget within reason, considering other factors around your household budget. You don't want to be car rich and car poor, however they say that, house poor, car poor, you get the point. But you don't want to have all your monthly payment going towards your car, or you don't want to basically empty your bank account and just be broke and not afford your necessities just because you want to purchase a car, right? So you want to stick to your budget. It may not be the vehicle of your choice, and when I mean your choice, it may not be something, maybe you wanted to get a 2021 model, you may have to step down to 2019 and stuff like that, the same vehicle, and you just have to have a little trade up there to make sure you stick to your budget, because it's really important. Because once you purchase the vehicle, you're gonna have things like insurance. you're gonna have other expenses that you have to come up with. So these are the very key strategies for 2019 2020 if you want to purchase a vehicle in 2022. I keep messing up the years, but okay. So again, let me know if you guys have gained some insight. If you have any comments or you have any additions to this, let us know in the comment section below. And if you've gained some insights from this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also share this video with other people to help them get this information. People deserve to know the tricks and tips and strategies to help them purchase a vehicle in 2022. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video and keep winning.